Hello everyone, welcome back to PassionWaterTarot. And for the third case today, for Missing Person Sunday, we have a doozy. This one, the first one we did today was from Texas. The little girl's only been missing for a week. But she's 3 years old. So, when it comes to a 3-year-old, 5 minutes is too long to not have your eye on a 3-year-old, right? So 1 week is equivalent to a lifetime. And the second case that I did today happened July the 4th, 2021 in Alaska, right outside of Anchorage. So we're going to set back in time for this one. We're going to 1998. March the 2nd, 1998 in Albany, New York. To the disappearance of Suzanne Lyall, Lyall. There is so much out there about her disappearance. To not know where her remains are still after all these years. We're talking 23 years. Is that right? How many years is this? 98, 2008, 2018, 2000. Yeah, 23 years now. Wow. That is unbelievable. Suzanne, who went by Susie, was born April 6, 1978, and she was an undergraduate at the State University of New York at Albany. She left her job at Babbage's in Cross Gates Mall in a nearby suburb of Westmere. After the store had closed, she had worked till closing that night. She's believed to have taken a city bus from the mall back to the University Uptown campus, where a classmate said she saw, a female classmate said she saw Lyle get off the bus at Collins Circle, which was about 3-minute walk from her dorm. She never made it to her dorm, or at least she never made it inside her dorm. Never. They checked her key card, and it was never used to access the dorm that night. Okay? So, the next morning, she was reported missing. There was a boyfriend who she had met on the internet while she was still in high school, that they had an on-again, off-again romance, that she emailed or messaged every night when she got home from work. And that night he didn't get any messages from her, nor could he reach her. So he notified her parents, and then he notified campus security. The campus security went to her room, and she wasn't there. Her bed had not been slept in. Her phone, her wallet, her keys, none of that was there. And all the students that lived in the dorm with her said they did not hear her come in the night before. And her keys always, she had a lot of keys apparently, or at least a lot of keychains. And they always made a bunch of noise when she would be entering. And nobody heard the keys that night. So, that afternoon on March the 3rd, she disappeared. Last time she was spotted was March 2nd, so March the 3rd. Her ATM card was used at a nearby convenience store to withdraw $20. According to the boyfriend, only her and him knew the PIN number. He had a verified alibi for the time of her disappearance. But then he stopped cooperating with the police. And so they've never been able to completely rule him out as a suspect. He refused to. He refused to talk to the police any further without a lawyer present, and he refused to do any other statements. He was just like, nope, no more. I'm done. I've given you my statement. That's all there is to it. So, there was a man that used that ATM around the same time. They were able to rule him out. And the New York State Police continue to investigate the case to this day. It's still open. They really want to know, where is she? What happened? Her parents became activists on behalf of the families of other missing persons, much like Gabby's parents are doing. They founded an organization called the Center for Hope to help support the families of those missing, those who have disappeared. And they were present when George W. Bush signed Suzanne's Law, enacted as a part of PROTECT Act of 2003, which raised the age at which local police could inform the National Crime Information Center of a missing person from 18 to 21. 5 years later, the same president, George W. Bush, signed into law Suzanne Lyall Campus Safety Act, part of the Higher Education Opportunity Act. Based on similar legislation, the state passed a year after Suzanne's disappearance, which requires college police departments to have plans for investigating missing person cases and serious crimes on campus. A Suzanne's Law passed by the New York State Senate several times, but not yet voted on in state assembly, would also increase the penalties for violent crimes on or near educational facilities should it become law. And it needs to become law. It needs to be. We need to find a way to protect not just, our young children, but our college-age children as well. What can I tell you background-wise on Suzanne? She was very smart. Very, very smart. She loved school. And she was the sweetheart of the family. Very quiet girl. And she was really into writing poetry. She would get very inspired to write poetry. And she was a big fan of Rush. That's a big deal for her, was Rush. Well, I mean, I can appreciate that. I'm like 13 years older than Susie, but that band really rocked it back then for us. What else? She was learning, going to school back in the days when we were all building our computers from scratch. I couldn't even imagine doing that anymore. But yes, I used to do that. Susie had a talent for doing that kind of thing, okay? What else can I tell you? She had transferred to Albany, not only to be home, but to be closer to the boyfriend, Richard Condon, a fellow student several years her senior. Like I said, they had started dating. He wasn't several years her senior. I'm sorry. He was only like 1 or 2 years older than her. They both enjoyed computers, and they spent a lot of time on them and learning different courses about them and so forth. what else can I tell you? Let's see here. Her disappearance. Like I said, she went to work. She got off work when the store closed. She got on the bus. She went to campus. A fellow female student, saw her exit the bus. She had about a 3-minute walk to where she lived at Colonial Quad dorm. And she never made it. She had just had an exam, and she had taken it that morning, okay? And she attended classes till 4 o'clock that afternoon, then she had to go to work. Her manager at work said they talked about the exams, and she said, hey, I done okay on the exam. And then she worked till 9 o'clock. And she got off the bus at the back at campus about 9:20 p.m. And the regular driver confirmed, yes, that was her. She was on the bus. But he could not remember distinctly, did she get off at Collins Circle stop. He knows she was on that bus, but he couldn't remember where she exited at. He can say that he knows she was not on the bus when he reached the end of the route downtown. So it was actually, she got on the bus at 9:20, she got off the bus at 9:45. So much happened on this little walk. So investigators absolutely have no reason to believe that Susie left to start over in life. She had no reason. She was very happy with her life. She was very happy with her education and everything going on around her. She had no reason to leave. Some investigators have theorized that she might not even have gotten on the bus at all. In May of that year, her Babbage's name tag was found about 90 feet away from the bus stop, in the parking lot, opposite from the direction she would have walked if returning to her dorm. But it could not be determined how long it had been there, and the police could recover no forensic evidence from it. That's pretty bad that her name badge, she goes missing May 2nd, and sometime later in the month, they don't say when, her name badge turns up. There was a co-worker of Susie's at the store that told investigators that Suzanne had told her about a month before she disappeared she believed she was being stalked by someone she did not know. However, the co-worker also said Susie did not appear to be afraid of this person. And as I said before, police have not been able to entirely rule out Condon, the boyfriend, as a suspect in her disappearance. The mother, Susie's mother, Mary, later had told the news that her daughter had on several occasions tried to end the relationship, but that the boyfriend would become emotional, and so she would end up staying with him. After the disappearance, he told police that Susie was his fiancée. A development in their relationship, the Lyle said Susie, who called or emailed them almost daily, had never informed them of. Well, quite a jump from being a girlfriend to a fiance suddenly, and nobody is aware of it. Alright, so the boyfriend had an alibi for the time that she disappeared. He was playing video games with a friend, and the friend confirmed this when asked by police. Yeah, because nobody in the history of alibis has ever had somebody lie for them, right? Okay. But after the initial conversations with police, Condon refused to take a lie detector test and told them he would be interviewed again only if his lawyer was present. He refused to answer questions from the media about the case in later years, and his mother told CBS in 2010 that he had married and moved on with his life. Alright, so then there's other people that they have wondered. There was this one guy named John Reagan that in 93 kidnapped a girl in Connecticut from a high school. And they wonder, did he come to Albany to try to kidnap somebody else? I've seen them listing theories of other potential serial killers, people that they suspect are serial killers. And most of this is coming from activists. I say activists. People who are interjecting themselves deeply into this case. And I often wonder about those who truly do that. But we're not going to go there on that today. So let's talk to Spirit. Let's ask Spirit, guide, angels, and ancestors to come into this reading with love and light to provide the highest level of clarity to those receiving messages, and ask that chakras be cleared to allow those messages to be received with ease. The overall energy of this reading regarding the disappearance of Susie Lyle, May 2nd, 1998, is the dragonfly. Oh, that's kind of fitting for her personality. Oops, knocking cards over. Be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and healing. Realizing the gravity of a situation, realizing somebody is wearing a false mask or not who they've pretended to be. And the romance card for this reading is stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Not everything is the way that it appears. And the Archangel card for the reading is Angel Therapy. Angels are coming to us to help us with this reading, to guide us, and to help guide those who have information that had dealings with anybody involved in this case to come forward and speak to investigators. Archangel Raphael, give your cares and worries to this angels and allow us to take your burdens. So, Spirit God, angels and ancestors, can you tell us about this disappearance of Susie Lyle? Thank you for all information forthcoming. What say ye? Oh, we have a story here. Okay. But it's starting off with the Four of Wands. Her happy spot. Her foundation for happiness. What she thought was her foundation for happiness. Wow. That's very heavy to see a missing person reading start out with a foundation of happiness, of what they perceive their happiness to be. So she's very happy in her life. See, I told you she didn't just run away. No. And her family's right. She didn't just disappear on her own. That's not the way it floats. No. This young lady's very happy. She's doing her. I love it. The hangman. Literally. She's doing her. She is not trying to hurt anybody else. She's not involving herself in situations out of her league. That's stressful. She's working, going to school, building her foundation. Studying, the hermit. She is studying. She's really putting forth a lot of energy into her education. The high priestess, and suddenly something is revealed. Whatever's hiding behind that pomegranate curtain, Susie is recognizing it. She understands that something is not right. Hold on. She understands that something is out of the ordinary. Something was being hidden from her. Something was... A plus B did not equal C. But she's holding up to its strength. So she is a strong person. She's like a magnet for finding a way to get through it and being successful at it. And that's a hell of a beautiful magnet to wear. Two of Swords. Looking for a way to protect yourself. Being on guard. What's the best choice for me? No, I shouldn't do this, and that's not safe. This is what's a safer choice for me. Emotionally, physically, and mentally. King of Swords, standing by her truth. Working towards not only protecting herself, but balancing herself. The Empress in reverse. I see that Empress in reverse as a male. Somebody who has feelings of lack. Somebody who is not does not have a lot of self-confidence. Someone who is, well, they're full of self-doubt. They really are. And the Page of Swords, a message about honesty and clarity. Receiving that message. Huh. I'm certain with her parents being the activists that they are, that they have gone through all of her emails and her texts to see who all she was in contact with. Or there was some type of a message. It could be within a book, where she placed it in a book. And it may be a message, is what I'm hearing from the Spirit. A message from Susie that she wrote out. And it may be in one of her poems. We have 6 more cards here. This is a lot of cards for this read, but these are the clarifiers. Which usually we use the smaller deck over here, this deck, but these are our clarifiers here. Somebody offering her love, offering her a cup of love, telling them that this is your life. 4 of Wands and the Knight of Cups. This is your life. This is your love. This is your foundation. This is what you're going for. Page of Wands. And a message of attraction, of inspiration, being inspired to find success in this situation. The happiness, the success of graduating soon. I mean, it's May. Summer's almost here. It's almost over for this semester. That was the day she was taking her final exam. This is her happiness time. Queen of Swords in reverse. I see a male here who's very angry. They're very shallow. They are not balanced at all. They're very emotionally they're like the waves in the ocean, unpredictable. And the Fool in reverse. Not falling for it. Not accepting that as the answer. Not going to jump off the cliff to start a new life. Slowing down to make the right decision. That this is the right thing. The breakup. Yeah, you saw that coming too, didn't you? So did I. So did I. Now, before I pull any more cards there, what's the most likely outcome of this reading, Spirit? The 9 of Pentacles in reverse, not wanting to be single. Not wanting somebody to have their independence and their freedom. Going to put a stop to it. Okay, so this is some type of a boyfriend. Could very well be the boyfriend who is not cooperating with police. But this person is emotionally unstable. They she has broke up with them, she has sent them packing, and has had enough of their antics and trying to force their love on her, because it's very uncomfortable for her at times. So what do we have here, Spirit? What else can you tell us about the disappearance of Susie Lyle? Where is Susie? This man hurt Susie. Yeah. Ace of Cups. This person attacked Susie to force her to love him, to get his point across, that their love was endless. Was Susie kidnapped? Was she abducted? Was she taken against her will? Three of Pentacles in reverse. And we had another one fall. The King of Wands. Okay. Somebody really pissed off here. An ex. Three of Pentacles in the upright is a committed situation. Somebody who's no longer in a relationship with her. This is an ex. This is somebody she has kicked to the curb. And they're mad. The King of Wands. You know, the wands can either be passion, inspiration, or anger. And this one here is very angry, very emotionally disturbed. And they did take her. They did grab her. So, Spirit, did she get off the bus at the correct stop for her dorm? I want to know that. Because I don't think she did. No, she did not. She did not. That is why the bus driver cannot remember her getting off there. Who's this female that said they saw her? Because she didn't get off there. She went to meet this person somewhere on campus. Where was she meeting this person on campus? That I know nothing about this campus. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Someplace she thought would be safe. Yeah. Someplace she was supposed to go meet this person at a well-lit area. The library. Something like the library. Someplace that was going to be populated by people. She was meeting him there. Yeah, it made her feel more confident in this situation because it was potentially volatile. Something she had never really told her parents about. What else can you tell us, Spirit? The Eight of Cups and the Devil. Wow. Was not going to return to the destruction, the disruption of this individual, whether it was because of their anger, if it's because of their depression, mental illness, physical violence. There was an absolute awkwardness, to say the very least. And she was absolutely determined she was not returning to that relationship. Now this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, somebody did not want to be single, but they were left all alone. Five of Pentacles. From the Nine of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. Not wanting to be single, wanting to be in a couple. Now, guess what? You're all alone. Because Susie was saying no. So, what happened, Spirit? Tell me about when after this tit for tat of not going back into the relationship, did Susie head back to walk to the dorm? The Hangman in reverse. She was strangled. She was overpowered. I see the glow around the head as if she was strangled or hit in the head, hit from behind initially. The person could not withhold their false mask any longer, and they lashed out at Susie. So what did they do with Susie's remains? Six of Wands in the upright. Really? Family property? Is there any other information about Susie's remains? The Wheel of Fortune? The Wheel of Fortune is to do with timing. Six acres, 6 acres, 60 acres, 600 acres. I believe it's 6 to 60 acres. She's on the acreage. Did she know the person? No. I know she knows the person because it's her ex. Does this person ever visit Susie's remains? Ace of Swords in reverse. No, they don't go back to that location. It brings heartbreak. It causes more imbalances emotionally in them. It causes too much distress for them to return to where she's at. I don't see her in water. I see her on land. I see her on acreage that's family acreage to this person. And the affirmation for this reading is Sun, Moon, Earth, Infinity, all that is in infinity, I am there. For all those invested in this reading, for all the family, friends, soul tribe, investigators, and searchers for Susie, Lyle, Sun, Moon, Earth, Infinity, all that is in infinity, I am there. The Siri Gayatri mantra for healing. If there needs to be healing, there needs to be closure too. I understand Susie told a co-worker that she felt like she was being stalked. And I think she was. But I think she knew her stalker. Sorry, I just had a 13-year-old come in here singing. Not sure why, but hey, what the heck. It is the day after Christmas, and we're all still very happy and full of sugar, right? So, with all that being said, let's have spirit guide, angels, and ancestors for a card of advice for all the family, friends, soul tribe, investigators, searchers, and all those invested in this reading. Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. An impasse. So the time has not come yet to reveal where Susie is at, what happened to her. It's at an impasse. So Spirit wants you to reflect and redirect your energy to healing. And the family is doing an amazing job of that, being activists for other families with missing loved ones. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, regarding this case, I can't tell you how many psychics have contacted this family with clues of what happened to Susie. Number one, I will never ever reach out to a family. They can reach out to me. My email's listed below. And I'll do as many readings for them as I possibly can at no expense. See, Spirit told me this gift I have, it's just that. It's a gift. And it's a gift to those who are going through drama and trauma, whether it is a missing person case or an unsolved criminal case. These are gifts from Spirit. Do I charge for private readings? Yes, for personal readings. Not for these kind of readings, okay? So under no circumstances whatsoever will I ever expect or accept financial gain for these readings. These are a gift from Spirit. And I do hope that you all find some comfort regarding this reading and find some healing. I know that it's got to be absolutely horrible because even in 2018, New York State Police Senior Investigator John Camp said, "We believe it's a homicide." Is there a chance she moved away? It's a possibility. But the reality is she's probably been a victim of a homicide. So, I send you all my love and my light. And I do hope that in this lifetime you will receive the answer to bring you comfort. And that the person is brought to justice that has harmed Susie. I'll see you all soon with the next reading. Namaste.